I'm Serrie Chapman from the Women's Tech Hub. We're looking at getting women back into tech. And one of our biggest problems we've got is that we've got women that are physicists, etc., and they'll be on 80k a year. They'll go out for a couple of years, to take a couple of years out, but then they get completely ignored. When they go back in, they haven't got the confidence, so they're actually going back in looking for £16,000 rather than £60,000 a year. We can't get them through the recruiters, and we can't get them into industry. We're running a reboot programme to get returnships in, which is all about the retraining. But I've not heard anybody mention about how you actually re-engage with these women, because if you're only looking for white males, you are going to have a skills shortage.
So to that point, it's a great point. I think, from the Dyson Institute of Engineering Technology has 23% female population in the first cohort. That's not good enough for us as far as we're concerned, so we're looking to push that the dial as far as we can the other way. I think in terms of bringing returners, so mums back into the workforce. Again, there's the armed forces piece and there's the returners to work piece, which are two of many pools that we should be looking at and should do more with. So I'd happily have a conversation. Certainly, we hire physicists and mathematicians all the time, and it would be stupid of us not to look at those, and we do, but we could probably do more in that space.
I was going to say, so I completely agree. From a university perspective, I worked in industry for a long time. There wasn't many, proportionally very many women there, and we, tiny amounts on our courses. I think 10 to 20% would be amazing, and we don't get that at UE on computer science. Computer science, there's some courses that get zero female presence. We get much more ethnicity, which could cross racial divides, but even then it's not quite even. But I don't know what the best way is. I think we are actively doing it, we're promoting it, we're reaching out. We have women-only clubs that we promote at, make it feel safe for them and those sort of environments. But at the same time, again, going back to the schooling, I had some school children in just recently where we were teaching them the microbit and showing them, and there was a girl there, and she said, "My teacher told me not to do engineering, it's for boys." And so it's and that wasn't even computer science, she just said engineering, and it is very problematic, and I'm seeing it today. It's incredible that we still see it. But I would say, I think one way, potentially, is that at the moment, technology has been quite elitist. So, we think about it being computer science. If we can broaden that out and make it feel that it is for everyone and everyone can participate in design. Working in Silicon Valley, I worked there, this little bubble, you get a bunch of white men designing these things, thinking they know what it should be for everyone. That is not going to encourage people who are less privileged to access these things, I think. So that would be a good way to start.
I've been recruiting now for 13 years. Seen it change a lot, deal with organisations from tech startups up to multinational organisations, and I think your point's a great point. I think organisations love talking about it, and they talk all about the time of women in business, women in tech, or we need to get more people in, and they're great at talking about it, but they're not great at actioning on it. And I think that's one thing that we see from a recruitment point of view, and there was only a case last week where we had a client struggling for a skill set, and we found a lady that's she's finishing maternity leave, but she wants to come back 4 days a week. So we suggested 4 days a week. No, we can't do that. It needs to be 5 days a week. Okay, so what if we got someone we found, because she had a friend that wanted to do a job share? Well, what if we do it? No, we can't do that either. And I think that's where the problem is. Everyone's saying, oh, we'll do it. We want to bring more women in. We want to encourage diversity in it. But when it actually comes to the crunch of doing a job share or retraining someone, a woman in on 3 days a week, 4 days a week, they say no. And I think that's where the cultural change really needs to take place in actions. I think speak louder than words.